Hi, welcome to the Frequency Led podcast. I am Jules, and today I'm going to lead you into the world of potential. Have you ever noticed that you're always standing at the edge of something? The edge between who you've been and who you know you're here to become. Maybe you felt it in your business, maybe in your relationship, maybe in your health. Or maybe it's simply this quiet feeling. There has to be more than this. Allow yourself to be present for this feeling. Perhaps place your hand on your heart space and just take a breath and allow yourself to receive this feeling. There has to be more than this. I don't believe that feeling is dissatisfaction. I believe it's potential calling you. And I think you've misunderstood what personal growth is actually about. Because we've been taught that before we can receive the life we desire, we have to heal more, find more clarity, rewrite another limiting belief, remove another block, read another book, journal another journal. Get ready to finally be ready. But let me ask you something. How many years have you spent preparing to live? And I've been through all of those stages, so I feel you. My heart goes for you. How many years have you spent preparing to live? How many years have you been searching for clarity instead of becoming the woman who creates clarity through movement, through decision making, through showing up in life? Because here's what I've been contemplating lately. I don't believe we're here to create our potential. I believe our potential already exists. We're here to realize it. We all carry a seed or many seeds of potential within us. And that's a completely different conversation. We don't manufacture possibility. We remove the limitations or the awareness of the limitations that convinced us possibility was not already available. Think about an acorn. The oak tree is not created the day it begins growing. The potential has been inside the seed from the very beginning. Its life isn't about becoming something different. It's about expressing what was already there. And I think we're exactly the same. Every single one of us carries a seed, just like I said earlier. It's a seed of a vision, a knowing, an inner pull towards something bigger. Not because we're broken, but because life is constantly inviting us to express more of who we already are. That's why I love working with visionary women. Many of them started businesses because they felt that pull. They felt potential moving through them. Then, somewhere along the way, they started managing fear instead of leading vision. Maybe your business feels heavy now. Maybe your relationship no longer reflects who you've become. Maybe you've outgrown your current identity. Or maybe you've simply forgotten who you are underneath all the proving, deserving. At its core, my work has always been about helping women return to themselves. And today, I would say it differently. I help women return to their potential. Because I believe that's who you really are. Here's the interesting part. I think every one of us is standing on what I call the threshold of potential. One foot is still planted in everything familiar, certain, predictable, your past experiences, your old identity, your familiar habits, your evidence, the life you've already lived. The other foot wants to step somewhere there is no evidence yet, a vision, an intuition, a nudge, an expansion, something your heart recognizes before your mind understands. And this is where most people stop. Not because they cannot move, because they're waiting to feel ready, waiting for certainty, waiting for confidence, waiting for another sign, waiting until fear disappears. But what if you misunderstood uncertainty? What if uncertainty isn't a sign you're making the wrong decision? What if uncertainty is actually the doorway into potential? Because think about it. Anything truly new must feel unfamiliar. Anything outside your current identity must feel uncertain. Anything your future self creates cannot feel predictable to your present self. Otherwise, it wouldn't be new. Your brain is designed to predict tomorrow from yesterday. That's what keeps us safe. And that also keeps our energy efficient. Which means uncertainty is not the problem. It's actually evidence you are approaching something your current identity has never experienced before. And I think that's one of the biggest shifts I've ever had. Instead of asking, how do I get rid of uncertainty? I began asking, what if uncertainty is simply the frequency of potential? Everything changed. Because suddenly I stopped trying to eliminate the feeling. I started walking with it. And here's another question. What if all the work you've been doing isn't actually moving you closer to your vision? What if some of it has become another identity? The woman who is always healing, always fixing, always processing, always preparing, almost ready. There is tremendous value in healing. There is tremendous value in awareness. Awareness is what allows us to see what we couldn't see before. Awareness is what allows us to transmute our energy of fear into the energy of potential. It's the light that reveals the invisible. But awareness without decision becomes another waiting room. At some point, your vision asks for a decision. Not another analysis, a decision. Because decisions activate identity. The moment you decide, something shifts internally. You stop negotiating with your past. You begin leading your future. To me, that's crossing the threshold of potential. It's not that your fear disappears, it's that your leadership becomes greater than your fear. You remember something. You remember your own power. Because I think one of the greatest tragedies is how often we outsource our power. We believe one more course, one more certification, one more strategy, one more journal, one more breakthrough will finally make us ready. Meanwhile, the greatest power has been quietly waiting inside us all along. Your awareness, your choice, your decision, your commitment to your decision, your ability to say, I am on the path. When you make that decision, you stop asking life for permission. You begin participating with life fully in the moment of now. It's almost like saying to the universe, I'm available now. I'm no longer waiting to become her. I'm willing to lead. And from there, the work changes completely. It isn't about becoming worthy. It's about learning to attune. Attuning to trust, attuning to faith, attuning to possibility, attuning to abundance, attuning to your own internal power. Those aren't things you earn. They're qualities you begin living from. They're qualities that you can access at any moment within yourself. So I'd love to leave you with one question today. Where are you standing at the threshold? Where in your life are you waiting when your vision is actually asking you to decide? Because maybe your next chapter does not require another year of preparation. Maybe it requires one courageous step into the unknown, one courageous decision, one courageous commitment, one courageous moment of saying, I choose potential. I choose to lead now. If this conversation resonates with you, this is exactly why I created my newest 1-month experience, Identity Vortex, which is living from potential. It's for women who are already in motion, women who don't need more information. They need refinement. They need attunement. They need to stop negotiating with fear and start living from potential. Over 4 weeks, in August or September, you can choose which month, we'll fine-tune the identity that leads your vision, not from force, but from internal leadership, embodied practices, and daily attunement to possibility. We will be creating your personalized living from potential protocols that you can use daily. Because your vision is not waiting for you to become someone else. It's waiting for you to remember who you already are. You are a channel of limitless potential. Until next time, keep leading from potential. Because your potential has never been missing. It has only been waiting for your decision. And I'm also going to be doing a live webinar next week, and I will place a link in the show notes as well. So you will see the link for the Identity Vortex 1-month experience designed for the summertime, and you can choose August or September. And you also see a link for my newest experience, a live webinar, where I'm going to be taking you into the frequency of potential, what it means, how to live from this frequency, and how to embody this frequency on a daily basis. So you'll find those links in the show notes. Until next time, keep leading from potential.